Hello to all the wonderful humans on the internet. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well and welcome. Today's topic is how to properly conceal your under eye area without looking like a grey zombie and without creasing. These are tips and tricks that I have experimented with and learned from a few makeup artists. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's start with the makeup routine, and as I have shared with you guys in my dark spots makeup routine, creating a base for the makeup is even more important than doing the makeup in itself. So create a great base for your under eyes, because your under eyes are really dry, and if you put makeup on dry under eyes, it is going to crease so bad. Now I use whatever moisturizer I am using in that time. Right now I'm using the AQUASOFT cream. So I'm just going to use that on my under eyes, very little, very little, because the surface area is small. You need to gauge according to your under eyes how much moisturization it needs and use the moisturizer accordingly, the quantity of moisturizer. It feels good. So the next step is color correction. If you have dark under eyes like I do, color correction becomes very important, because you cannot apply the same shade of foundation or concealer as your face here, because then it will look really gray and bad. And the two color correctors that I love to wear on my under eyes is the LA Pro Conceal. This is the orange concealer, and this is the Miss Claire yellow one. I have spoken about this in the dark spots video. Absolutely love this. So I'm just going to use this one because I have already talked about it in the dark spots video, and if you guys have bought this or interested in buying it, I just want to show the multi-functionality that this one has. So I'm just going to take a little bit of brush, cheap brush from Amazon, just going to apply it. Now it's very important that first of all you are very light-handed, you don't take a lot of product, and you start from here, from the inner corner, and you dab it in like this area, the line where your under eye stop and the cheek area begins, and it is so that you can break this line right here and it looks like it's one part. Okay, so here in this area and this area. Okay, just I'm going to take a little bit. Always think like this is like a pen in your hand. Be very gentle about it. You have to cover this area of your eye if you want to conceal your under eye, because this is where the darkness actually starts and then it's like fans out in this area. So always start from here and do this. Okay, both sides, like a pen. Now you're just going to spread it on your under eye. Now take your ring fingers. Nothing blends better than your fingers, especially on darker areas. Start with the inner corner. Dab, 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 dab. Then keep dabbing and come outside. Inner corner, come outside. Now wait for 2 minutes, let the color corrector settle down. You cannot apply products right after that, it will crease and it will be really bad. Now that the color corrector is set right in, I'm going to move on to put a concealer on top of it. Now this is a technique that I've learned from Robert Welch's channel. He is a makeup artist, and this technique has really helped me. The technique goes like you have to put one dot here, one dot here. Okay, just to start with. You can always build on it, and then you tap this right here in place. Now the logic is that light falls here and then it goes like this, right? Because it goes in a linear fashion. So first you see this and then the darkness goes like that. So you need to start in this direction. Once you're done blending this in place, you're going to go here and you're going to blend this area. Blend it in place for like some time, and then you can bring it here. Okay, As you can see, I still have a lot of pigmentation, so I'm just going to apply a little more. I'm going to build on that. And today again I'm using the Insight Concealer Makeup foundation thing. I just want to use the same product so that you guys would see what I'm talking about. Now you see how just lightening this part just picks up your whole eye like this, and it becomes brighter. So just tap tap tap, then go here, tap tap tap. Blending is key. If you do not blend your makeup, it's going to look so bad. So blending is key. And now that it's done in its own place, just bring it under your eye everywhere so that the whole thing looks more uniform. You see how this technique helps you to keep the makeup in place and it does not crease at all. Like there is no creasing. And there's a difference between creasing and your fine lines being seen. Fine lines is something that you already have in your face, so it becomes very difficult to combat that with makeup. But creasing is something you can totally avoid by just learning a few skills. Now I'm just going to let it sit, and I'm going to do the same on this. One dot here, blend, and then I'm going to go with 2 dots and 1 dots and blend with the upper eye, and then we're going to be back. I've done both the sides of the concealer. The makeup routine is not over, you guys, but I wanted to discuss this with you guys because I've seen so many beauty bloggers doing it and I don't want you guys to do that. And it is using a concealer 1 shade lighter than your skin tone. It looks hideous. I mean, have you seen when this area just looks white, whereas everything looks like the shade of their skin? It looks weird because when you see this area first as it's like right in front of you, and this looks lighter than the other parts of your skin, and according to me it does not look right. I think you should use the same colored concealer as your skin tone. It will blend it in seamlessly and it will look like your skin. You have to finish everything off with a foundation. I am using my Maybelline. Take a little bit. Hold your pen. Do not paint your under eyes with foundation. Work it in. Use little bit and work it in. You need to learn to work your makeup products in without using a lot of products, and technique will give that to you. And the technique is to first of all be very light-handed. You see, it's like you're holding a pen and sketching very lightly with it, and dab 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 dab. I'm using dab 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 because I want more coverage. You can always just swipe or roll if you want a more natural finish. I want a little more coverage, so I'm just going to dab. You see how everything has nicely come together. Now let's come to the part where you set everything in. Now baking never really worked for me because I have a lot of fine lines here and they just accentuated like so much powder just accentuated all the fine lines here. And when Robert Welsh said that baking makes your under eyes really dry and bad and that's what actually causes creasing, I was like, yeah, exactly that was happening to me because I was sitting in baking for like a half an hour. So I'm just going to use the Fit Me Compact or the Revolution. Both work really great, but again I'm using this because I've used this in the dark spots video and I want to use similar products. I'm just using a cheap powder brush. You see how less this is? Just remove excess, and what you're going to do it with very light hands, just gently dab and then just rub it out. That's it. You see how great it looks. I want you guys to end with a makeup setting spray always, and the technique that works for me is to spray from down. Please, but be very careful that you always close your eyes really tight while doing this. Now my makeup setting spray, I've made it at home, so I know all the ingredients, but if you're buying it from outside, then please be very careful. Now I'm doing this so that if there's any extra powder, the powdery look goes away and you get really nice fresh looking under eyes. Okay, so if you like this video, then please don't forget to click the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel.